Hey everybody, it's Laurie Blomer here. It is Sunday, March 2nd, 2025, and I'm here for this week's card pull for spiritual reflection and spiritual inspiration. By the way, if you watch me cocking my head ever so slightly, it's so you don't see the reflection. The best light I have in my office is by the window, but I know there's a lot of reflection, especially on a beautiful day, so I'm going to be sort of like this, but that's why, just so you can actually see my eyes. Almost every week, I like to pull a card for spiritual reflection and spiritual inspiration. I like to call it a helpful lens through which to view your experiences over the course of the week for the purpose of spiritual growth and for the purpose of just sort of maturing as a human being and becoming a better human being. I work with whatever deck I feel inspired to work with, and I share what jumps out to me as opportunities for inspiration and opportunities for spiritual reflection. But as always, I encourage you to really honor what resonates with you. I want to mention something really quickly, and that is I have a workshop that's coming up. It's on Zoom. It's on Wednesdays in April, all 5 Wednesdays from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It is working with spirit guides. And I just want to do a quick plug for that because one of the most helpful things I have found about working with spirit guides over the course really of my entire lifetime is knowing, first of all, there is a team of highly evolved beings who care about you and understand what you're trying to accomplish in this lifetime, in this incarnation. They honor your sovereignty, your free will, so they will never tell you what to do, but they provide helpful perspectives and suggestions in the context of what your soul is committing to work on in this lifetime. You might look at them as academic advisors who understand what you're studying, what you're trying to accomplish, and therefore support you from that angle. These are difficult times for a lot of people. I think I'm encountering a lot of clients who are feeling sort of rudderless. And I think one of the most helpful things our guides can do is remind us of who we are, what we're working on, and all the strengths and the abilities we have and the resources we have available to us to help us accomplish that work. So I find working with them really comforting because they remind us of who we are as souls, as eternal beings ourselves, and in a very loving and supportive and non-bossy way. So if you're interested in that class, you can sign up for it online through my website. You can check out my workshops tab. Again, it is 5 Wednesdays in April. Starts on April 2nd, 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. So just 2 hours, and we will meet over the course of 5 weeks and talk about how to work with this team. And it'll be very experientially based. We'll talk a lot about just sort of who they are, how they can support us, and how to work effectively with them, and also to sort of work with the unseen realms in a way that's very safe. So we're always going to be working with guides who are of the utmost integrity, who care about you, they care about your soul, they care about the planet, they care about humanity, they care about animals. So they always work for the highest and greatest good. So just wanted to share that for anybody who's interested. It's a great class. I really enjoy it, and frankly, I think we all would benefit from a little 10,000-foot view guidance at this time in our lives so we can navigate in a way that feels like it's in integrity with who and what we are. So, okay. That said, we're here for the card pull. This week I'm working with Sonia Choquette's Fool's Wisdom deck again. It's kind of a big box, but the cards are not that big. They're more normal sized. I really like this deck. The Fool's Wisdom is sort of a play on, it's a tip of the cap or a wink to tarot, because here's our Fool in the Rider-Waite deck. It's the first card of the tarot deck and the first card of the Major Arcana in tarot. It's called the Fool's Journey. So she really draws from the themes of tarot, which is really every aspect of our experience as human beings, with the intention of giving us honest feedback, because Sonia's decks tend to be very direct and honest, including the things that we need to work on and be honest with ourselves about, but also encouraging. So this is the deck I'm working with. I've been shuffling as I've been talking. I'm going to pull a card. I'm going to share with you what jumps out to me for the purpose of inspiration and reflection. And I encourage you, again, to really honor what jumps out to you. As I send the email out with the link, you will also have additional information shared by Heather Coletti, my friend, who is, she is a philosopher. And I say that for real. She has a doctorate in philosophy. And she taught philosophy in college, and she's an astrologer, and she's a life coach. So she's going to offer a spin that is in perspective of what's going on from a planetary perspective. So you'll have that help and support and context as well. So here it goes. I've been shuffling. I'm going to pull my card now. I'm going to pull the one that my thumb lands on. So when I split the deck, this is the one that comes up, and this is our card, the Meaningful. I love that play on word, meaningful and meaningful. This is a great card. I haven't gotten this one in a while. First of all, a couple things I want to point out. We have number 4 on here. Those of you who know that I'm a bit of a numerology geek. 4 is the number of process, structure, rules, due diligence. So the idea of saying, mean what you say and do, and say what you do, and say and do what holds meaning for you. It's the whole idea of saying, first of all, structure, due diligence, process. It means I'm going to be honest about myself, what I think and what I feel. And I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do. And I'm going to also speak my mind in a way that's honest. I like the fact that you're sort of looking at a book. You know, again, 4 is sort of rules the energy. And when 4 energy is at play in numerology, it's kind of like if we would normally exceed the speed limit when 4 energy is at play, that's when we will get the speeding ticket. It's not the universe sort of slapping us and finding us wrong. It's more reminding us when we need to sort of stay the course, operate from a place of integrity, and create appropriate structures for us that are supportive of us. I like to say 4 energy is sort of like the 4 legs of a table. It's nice and sturdy. So we have a sturdy table. It's well balanced. You can put potentially any number of things on it. Same with the house foundation. If the house foundation is not sturdy, you're not going to be able to put one level on it. It's going to collapse. So I see this as building appropriate structure for yourself, which means I need to be in integrity with whom, what I am, and also what I feel is right. And this includes standing up for what you feel is right, speaking from the point of what you feel is right, and kind of sticking to your principles. But also, I'm going to take action from a place of integrity, or I say I'm going to do it. So all this is sort of, again, it feels a little rulesy, but it's around, think in this case of the energy of 4 being about integrity. So making myself dependable for myself by committing to creating appropriate structure for me, but also when I commit to that for others, I follow through on it so that they can depend on me. There's so much around this to me that feels a lot like a dependability. So it's the opposite of being loosey-goosey. It's the opposite of saying I'm going to do something and not following through. It is sticking to the plan, making sure it's the right plan for me, acting out of integrity for me, but also following through so that other people understand what I say and what I do holds water. Boy, is this interesting. Oop, drop my card. Oop. Boy, is this interesting to me in light of what's going on in the political arena around the world, and certainly within the United States, with all the game playing, all the commitments that are made that are broken, all the encoded language. And again, I'm saying worldwide politically, there's an awful lot of chess maneuvering and a lot of saying but not doing, saying really meaning something else, a lot of game playing. Look at this as a week, and this is my inspiration this week, is to not play games with people, to be true to who I am, be true to my word for other people, be someone that others can depend on for that level of consistency, that I'm going to be acting out of integrity for myself and others. But it also means when I see people doing things that are, where they're not doing what they said they do, where they are really speaking in encoded and dishonest ways, I'm going to call them out on that a little bit. Not from a mean perspective, but to say other people have a right to depend on the words that you say as truthful. If you're going to say you're doing something, do it. If you're not going to do something, don't do it. If you're going to talk about something, then take action that backs it up. So this whole idea is integrity. For me, it's around integrity. Again, you can take from this whatever you want to. You know much more about your life and your circumstances this week. Perhaps this card speaks to something going on for you where you have to, again, that structure, that process, to be a little bit rulesy with yourself and others. So however it speaks to you, I would say honor that. So that's my take on it for this week. I appreciate you watching and playing along. It'll be interesting to see what Heather's take is on it from a numerological point of view. I appreciate your watching. My name is Laurie Blomer. My website is laurieblomer.com. My email address is laurieblomerpsychic@gmail.com. Would love to hear from you. Would love to work for you and with you. And I wish for you an inspired week. Thanks again.